My name is Anarcholoserist, and for the last time, I'll be playing Jasper Black the Brujah.
Hi, I'm Glamour, and for the last time, I'll be playing Candy the Nosferatu.
Hello, my name is Jimmy, and I'll be playing for the last time Wren the Gangrel.
And my name is Legacy, and for the last time, I will be playing Margot, the daughter of Cacophony.
I'm Vironz, your storyteller for the evening, and we'll be back next week with Whirls. I was not expecting to get emotional during you guys saying that, but I actually am feeling a lot now.
Aww. Apologies.
Oh, sorry, I know you're gonna miss us. So Kirk.
All right. We left off last week with you guys. Well, Kevin Jackson kind of promised you all whatever you wanted within reason, and some of you decided to take a little bit of power, give your superior a bit more power and respect, seek permission to kill somebody, and for help to just leave the city. All of you and all of the Primgen are still sitting around the same area. Not standing around the same area. With Kevin Jackson looking at all of you and all of them, waiting for anybody to say anything more about his power grab. But if nobody is going to say anything, he's going to just turn around and walk into his limousine. It's going to drive off. Annabelle's going to walk over to Margot. She's going to say, "It's very sad to see you leave."
I'm sorry. I will be back, but I need to get out of here for a little bit.
It's understandable. Come back to me in a couple days. I have a gift for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Multiple gifts, I should say. She's gonna put a hand on your shoulder and kind of like squeeze it gently as her kind of like distant sign of respect as a parent being pushed away.
And she'll smile back at her.
Wren.
Yeah.
Leopard is going to walk up to you. It's going to transform into Inyaga. I appreciate the gesture you gave me. But you know that the way that they treat our clan is never going to change.
I know. It was just a hope.
For now, I want you to take over some of my duties on the council. I'm going to go talk to the Lupines. If you wish to join me, that is fine, but you will need to take care of some more in-depth things with the Primgen.
Okay.
Thank you. I'll understand when you do leave, finally. I'll help you get arranged with a few things.
Again, thank you very much, Inyaga.
Cretius is going to walk over to Jasper.
Hello.
Hello again. It's interesting to see that you got what you wanted. Don't think it would ever happen.
Gotta put the work in, I guess. You know, I know you like to stick with the Camarilla for whatever reason, but we aren't all bark and no bite, Cretius. You're welcome to come and see how things are on our side of things.
Perhaps later in the future.
You've got time.
I am impressed, though. You younger ones, you're doing a lot better than I anticipated.
Thank you, Gracious.
You're welcome. You can probably say it to the rest of your coterie if they need to hear it, but you can all probably go back to your respective havens if you so choose.
We'll see how it plays out. We're all a little shook. I might take the first steps.
It'll turn out better than you think. And one by one, all the Primogen leave, giving the rest of you a little bits of advice and respect. Some glares are exchanged between the Primogen as well, and you guys are alone.
Candy takes a deep, fake breath, and she looks to the others. So, if you want to help me kill my sire, you can. I mean, you're not obligated to.
Of course I'm going to help.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, sounds like an asshole.
Yeah, he sure is something.
Listen, we were just granted the right of destruction. That's not something to take lightly. So, any way that we can help.
Thank you. All I ask is that you let me deal the final blow.
Listen, you helped me take care of my dormitor problem. It's the least that I could do.
I appreciate that.
Now what?
Still, I feel like we should go home. Day sleep. What time? I guess, yeah, what time is it?
Time for you to get a watch.
Got him!
Got you.
Jasper frenzies. He attacks Margot. Is it still like early-ish in the night, or are we getting to like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning?
It's very early in the night.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you know where your dometer is?
Storyteller, would it be reasonable for Candy to have been looking into things through the Nosferatu information network and through her connections with animals to try and see if she can narrow down where her sire might be?
Yeah, it would be reasonable, but you have not turned anything up, and anyone who's been trying to help you has not turned anything up either. You would probably assume that your sire is kind of fucking about with them right now.
Well, my sire is really good at fucking with people, so I haven't really turned up much information about where he is. I guess I kind of just have to check different locations to see if I can find him. I'll let all of you know when I have a lead.
Sounds good.
All right.
So, with all of you free tonight, what are all of you going to do? There's no war, there's no task that you've been given. You're finally free to do something of your own.
I want to ask the granny, why was she looking at me so sad?
Okay. Candy,
Yes?
what would you like to do?
Candy is probably going to head back to her haven, going to look through some of her old things that she was able to bring with her from when she was still mortal. And I think she's just going to look through them piece by piece and sort of smile to herself as she remembers what she once was. And then she's going to take all of them. She's going to very carefully, very gingerly put all of them in trash bags, and she's going to throw them all away.
Okay. Wren, is there anything you would like to do?
I think Wren will just head back to their old haven. See, the door is still busted wide open, hasn't changed much.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to start going through and packing some things up, just start getting process ready to move, and at the same time try to contact someone about, hey, do you happen to have a new door available?
Mm-hmm. And Margot, is there something you would like to do during this night?
I think pretty much all the same. I am probably gonna go clean Blood Brother dust off of my basement floor. And then I'm going to start making arrangements for my next move.
All right. Well, back to Jasper then. As you go back to Miss O'Leary's haven, just as you are about to knock on the door, it opens. Oh, dear lost one, what are you doing here?
Well, I never knew Blackjack to hang out with you all, and I don't know, you were acting weird. I wanted to come see what was up. Make sure he hadn't joined a cult, or you guys weren't, I don't know. See what was going on. Frankly, Miss O'Leary, you creeped me out a little bit.
It's because you're doomed.
Doomed?
No, your sire did not join a cult. You're the Malkavians.
Well, all I know is, one of my coterie mates, he's not y'all, but he does make people crazy. I don't know. Said to come to me. But we need to circle back, Miss O'Leary. You said I'm doomed?
You are. Did you not know? Can you not see the looming sword of Damocles over your head?
I'm afraid I can't. Jasper looks up, swings his head over his head like he's proving the magic trick is in a string or whatever. I don't suppose you can see anything to be done?
No.
Well, shit. You're sure?
Just be aware of the skeletons that reside in your basement.
Well, maybe Cretius was right. I sort of, I guess I don't pat her on the shoulder. That would be rude. Thanks, Miss O'Leary. I guess. Have a good night. Jasper sort of doesn't believe her. He's more confused. He's crazy old lady. He sort of waves. And I think instead of going straight to the safe house or his haven, he's gonna go visit Guy in the hospital.
All right. In the hospital is Guy. Cool. He's mostly recovered by now, actually. He's just kind of waiting to be cleared.
Oh, dude, I look at him, I check around. You're okay, man?
Yeah. Thanks to you, I'm okay. Not anything you did in the last few nights, but when you first did your thing.
Yeah, sorry you got mixed up in that. I mean, I guess I knew it was a possibility, but still, I'm not supposed to be dealing with, well, he looks around because they're in a public place, those things, but, thank you.
You're welcome. I just go wait for them to clear me. I'm really confused about how I healed so quickly, but they'll just chalk it up as a mystery and then send me on my way, most likely.
I mean, hey, something to be said about medical mysteries. The apartment's still pretty trashed. We've been hiding out in a safe house. Stuff should have cooled down, but, I'm not going to make you come back with me.
What about Joshua? Where is he?
Is that one of the other ghouls? Is that Blackjack?
Oh, that's Blackjack's real name.
Blackjack, honestly, he's been staying with some others, some people like me, just while waiting for things to cool down. I don't know if he's coming home tonight. Worth checking out?
I would say so, too.
So, yeah, I guess let's go home. If not, I got a safe place to sleep. I'll drive Guy home or take public transit, however I was getting around.
Yeah, you'll probably take public transport the both. That's where we're going to leave you for tonight. Candy, as you are clearing up your stuff, the memories of it all beforehand start hitting you just a little bit harder than usual as you touch each item and how it connects you to who you once were, the beauty you once had before that absolute asshole cursed you with what you're cursed with now.
Candy runs her hands along some of the cloth of some of the dresses that she used to wear, and she grips the fabric tightly. She holds it up to her face for a moment, takes another deep, fake breath, and then moves on to the next piece of clothing.
And after each part, it still hurts you that one bit more, knowing that you can never really get it back.
Eventually, she gets to the last dress. It was her favorite one. It was simple, probably just a black dress, but it went with everything. She wore it. She used to wear it to auditions back when she did that, and she wore it once for a magazine shoot. She holds on to that one for a longer amount of time. She stands up and she holds it against herself, like she's seeing if it'll still fit. Then she looks back at it, and she will spend a point of blood to pop her claws, and she just starts tearing it to shreds.
Yeah. It's bittersweet. Feels cathartic to be able to tear it up. Kind of try to get away from your past. But you're also realizing this is the last thing tying you to your past.
She takes one. After she's done tearing it into shreds, she puts most of the shreds in one of the garbage bags that she's going to dispose of. But she keeps one last strand of it, and she ties it around her wrist.
All right. Wren, go back to your haven. Door still barely hanging on by its hinges. Your lights still flickering on and off whenever you try to turn them on. Your remnants of a bed, your remnants of all the clothes that you've gone through ever since the whole craziness of Annabelle's party nearly 2 years ago now. All of the memories come back to you. Jumping through the window of the Succubus Club, chasing after another clanmate who had gone feral due to the vampiric mononucleosis virus that was spread around. Watching him wither and die in front of you. And the whole issues of solving that pandemic that had nearly sprung up. The murdering of the priest. The hunters. All the memories come flooding back. It feels so distant now, given how everything in the war happened so quick. Take it that you're packing a bit.
Yes.
Yeah. You don't really have much. It's kind of the philosophy that you lived by.
Yep.
It really all just fits in a grocery bag that you have. You gonna stay here for the night, or are you gonna go find a different place?
I think I'm going to go back to our I'm going to go back to our safe haven during the war, just for one more night.
All right. Margot, you enter through the door of your haven.
Mm-hmm.
Debbie is sitting in her usual chair, watching the TV, kind of like anxiously holding a cup, which you know is full of vitae, waiting for you to come home. She hears the door open. Margot, oh, you're back. Is everything okay?
Everything is alright. Promise. We need to talk.
Yeah, let's talk. She'll mute the TV.
She's gonna sit and face Debbie and just kind of brush a hand over her cheek. Oh, my sweet girl. I want to ask you something. You are a lawyer of great renown.
I don't know about great renown, but I am a lawyer.
You've got the voice of someone who's I'm leaving Chicago for a long time.
Where are you gonna go?
Wherever the music takes me. I want you to join me. If you can.
I can. I will.
I have ideas and stories to tell. And unfortunately, Chicago's not providing me with the resources that I need to tell those stories. And the blood here is stale. And gross. And tastes like rat. Not that eating rats is a bad thing. Just not my tastes. Not anymore. I want to go to California. And get my music out there. And I think that you would make an excellent point of contact.
It's like I'll need to start researching to entertainment law. And she'll smile.
Wren might join us.
Have you asked him yet? Them? Have you asked them yet?
I've alluded to it a little bit. I'm going to test that water. See if they might be interested. I think that the both of us could use a little bit of a vacation from the Windy City.
Yeah, I think so too.
And I just want you to know that you make me very proud. I know that recently I've been very distant from you. But that's because I needed you to grow. Our kind is dying out faster and faster. And there's little to no presence of our kind in this city. It's just the two of us.
Yeah. Wish there were more.
Who knows? Maybe there are. Maybe they're in California, or in Boston, or in London, or Vancouver, or who knows?
I know your fugue is different, but have you heard any strange Greek voices?
She's going to close her eyes and try to hone in to see if she hears anything.
It's a very vague sense at the moment, but there's like this rumbling, not in your fugue, but in your more in your mental state. It's like something's trying to break in and plant an idea.
She'll allow whatever's trying to get into her head.
It's not, yeah, it's going to get in. And something very supernatural is going to happen to you. You're going to have a kind of strong distaste for Annabelle and the new neonate that she had taken under her wing, Portia. And then you feel that connection from your brain go over to your childer very swiftly and easily, as if it only needed one of you within this room to get in. And just as quickly as it gave that idea and planted that seed, it's gone, and you almost forget about it. It's very vague, faint notion sitting in the back of your mind. And just left kind of like, and whenever you think about whenever you think about that thing that you just let in, all you think about is Carthage, like the city Carthage, and the letter M.
That's bizarre.
Yeah.
I'm sure that
When we move, it'll be good to get away from Portia. I've met with her a couple times. She wasn't very kind to me.
she's not very kind to many people. I don't know what it is, but I get a very weird vibe from her.
She doesn't even feel like the time that she says she's from.
You know, some of our kind are some of our kind are a little bit older than they appear, but you know, we're not ones to judge. Well, we are, but you know, sometimes it's better to not ask questions. And well, I have to go see Annabelle in a couple of days anyway. Who knows? Maybe I'll poke and see what I can find before we take off.
All right.
I would go get your affairs in order while you
I
still
will.
can.
I'll do my best too.
Good. And she will lean in and just press her forehead to Debbie's and just leave her there for a moment before pulling away and heading downstairs to clean up Sabat ashes off of her basement floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With that, the night ends. But the next night, we're going to pick up with Margot and Wren. Where would you two like to meet?
I'll leave this one up to Wren.
Depends. um,
Do you want to meet at Margot's house? Or the safe
Yeah, that
haven?
could maybe the safe house.
messaged Margot like a couple of minutes ago.
Give us a second. While we wait, I'm going to talk about my actual favorite piece of merch I've gotten from our studio. I bought the Tiny God Squad mug, and I highly recommend it for anybody else. It's very cute. I love the dragon.
Plug in the middle of a stream. Wow.
I'm shameless. What can I say?
Straight from the school of Sam Riegel.
Oh, this didn't happen, or was my internet? Did my internet?
We can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. It's okay. I'm assuming Margot is just reading it currently.
Yeah.
Okay. I will say there's nothing going to happen. Nothing this night that is going to happen to Candy or Jasper at the moment.
Cool.
So she'll reach out though and say, if you have time tonight, safe house.
Wren?
I think you lost Wren.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
We will do another little time. We're going to do our first little time skip, and then we'll jump back whenever Wren decides to come back. It's going to be about 2 months after the final events that we had just seen, Jackson claiming power. There's a bit of a great migration going on right now that anyone who has stayed in the city long enough will notice. There's a lot of new people coming and setting up domain, challenging others for domain. Some winning, some losing. Most notably so, right now, are the necromancers coming in, the Giovanni. And one head of the family is going to knock on Jasper's apartment door.
I'll answer.
Hello, are you Mr. Black? Jasper Black.
Who's asking?
The Giovanni, may I come in?
I peek my head out the door to see if there's others with him.
Not that you can see right now.
Sure. Oh, who told you I live here?
Oh, we have ways of finding out. Plus, some of your Anarch friends sold you out. They've been telling us some of them are having territory struggle issues.
Delightful.
As your faction is dying out here, as they've said.
Well, sure, come on in.
Wonderful. Thank you. They'll come in, they'll go directly over to your couch and take a seat.
I remain standing.
All right. We have a deal to offer you and your sire. In the interest of your domain. We know it's not exactly respected by the Camarilla, which we are currently members of right now. But we always have our own interests in mind. Right now, our best interest is keeping you alive. Your faction.
Sure. So, what am I giving you? What protections are you giving me?
Oh, you're not giving me anything, giving us anything unless we're in dire need. What we're going to give you, though, is a sense of security. We will assume your domain. You will continue to have free access here and do whatever you choose. We will keep our own people away. And be protected from the Camarilla.
And so you take my domain, but I get to live here until you don't like something I do?
No, we're not taking it. We're just taking the name of it. No. You'll have it back when you get you're able to. When
I mean, I
things
don't
calm
know.
down.
who your contacts are, who's selling me out. What they might not know is that I am one of the people that got the prince in power. I'm sure he doesn't think much about me, but the Camarilla also has been, frankly, using me as a useful tool for the better part of 2 years now. I don't think I'm going to be the one they come for next.
Oh, you never know.
Does he
Trust
look
me.
greasy and suspicious?
They look greasy, but not suspicious.
They just look greasy.
And they're gonna continue saying, "You never know. Just because you did help him get in power doesn't mean he won't betray you. You know how fickle the venture can be. The instant that they feel threatened by anything and anyone, they will create some sort of excuse to take them out. Is that not what happened beforehand?"
Sure. But where I'm sitting, it's usually better the devil you know. All due respect. Listen, if you want me to hold my domain, keep any cami fuckers out, I'm happy. You can always send reinforcements, post up guards to keep them out. I don't know that me or Blackjack wants to hand it over to you, but if you want to help us keep this out of the Camarilla's hands, I'm more than willing to work with you.
Well, that is exactly what we need. We need you to keep your little bit of territory, making sure that nobody else can get it. We will have it in the name of the Camarilla, but you will be the ones operating out of it and doing anything that you want within it. We will keep ourselves out of it, other than for protection, and we will keep everybody else out of it.
I'm afraid there may have been I don't know that I feel safe letting everyone think this belongs to you. It's a bit of a statement, no? Anarchs, it's our domain. We've kept it away from the Camarilla.
Do you like us to pretend you put up some sort of fight?
I mean, they haven't come sniffing for it, but why? What's your purpose?
You and your sire are good for when we don't want to get our hands dirty with something.
So we work for you, and you get to be our landlords now?
You work for us and you're your own landlord. I don't think you get a grasp full idea of this arrangement.
But if it's officially, if it's in your name, sorry, am I the player getting this wrong? I'm not trying to drag this seat out if I'm just stupid.
Okay. What they are saying is that in name only, they will control the territory. They will keep all of the other Camarilla people out. They will protect it. But you get to do literally anything. Everything else is under your control.
Understood. What assurances do I have that you're not going to use that legitimate claim to get kicked out later?
We at Giovanni do try to do our best to keep to our word. Because if we don't, then other people in our family typically come out and kill us. And then bind us and do terrible, awful things to us after we are dead. You have my word. And if you feel like I am betraying you, find somebody else in my family, and they will take care of your business.
Yes, I'm willing to negotiate, but as you alluded to, it's not mine alone. Is Blackjack home, or would I know if he's nearby or anything like that?
Moment.
I don't want to commit to anything without speaking to Blackjack. There's a lot to think, and there's a lot to consider with someone showing up to my house, asking to put their name on the deed, but saying I can still live there.
Aren't you the one who has their name on it fully at the moment? It's your name. It's in your name solely at the moment. Your sire does not need to know of our deal. Unless you so choose to inform him.
Yeah, but I'm not so sure I want to be making this deal. And I am sure that if I do it without talking to him, he's going to beat my ass.
You are currently stronger than he is in almost every aspect other than strength.
What is your play?
Faster and better.
Why do you want? You say you're with the Just stop being with the Camarilla if you're making some kind of backstabby thing. We don't need to do this, Cloak and Dagger. Make it worth my while. Come join the Anarchs. Your family in the city.
There are century-long treaties centuries-long treaties that are in place. We cannot simply betray them now.
Do I actually know that the Giovanni tend to have, are trustworthy? They keep to their word generally. Is that a thing Jasper would have heard of?
Would you have done any sort of reading within the last 2 months to increase your intelligence?
Probably not. I don't know if maybe he's dealt with them in the past or something. I figured it's worth asking.
I have not been in Chicago until recently.
I see. You seem like an intelligent person, a reasonable person. If you want to come back, maybe sweeten the deal, I'm happy to negotiate, but I do feel I have to tell you no for right now.
I'll wait here. Your sire is already on his way back.
You'll wait here?
Yeah, so it's only going to be... They're going to kind of like turn their head and look kind of like at a wall as if somebody's talking to them. They're going to nod their head and go, yeah, all right. I'm going to be back in about 20 minutes. I think that's reasonable enough for me to just sit and wait. Be like the corpse I am.
I think I'm happy to say come back with something more enticing, a different deal. Frankly, you're skeeving me out.
You lack spiritual protection, do you not? Is that not how they got here in the first place? The lupine. We can offer that.
The lupine got just about anywhere and everywhere. I don't know if you were in Chicago. Whatever spiritual protection. You need fucking explosive protection. Listen, I don't... Something smells bad to me. I don't know if it's you or whoever you're talking to or whoever sent you out here.
I can almost guarantee you will lose your domain if you do not sign it over to us within the next couple nights.
Is that a threat? I'm gonna walk over, stick my hand around my door, retrieve the hunter's sword. I got this from some mortals that came armed for us. I've done plenty.
That is a
warning. I'd like to warn you to please get the fuck out of my haven.
Watch out for the roses. They have thorns. They will stand up and leave.
Pleasure doing business. Come back less creepy.
Oh, that'll never happen with any of us. You'll learn to live with it. Or perhaps die with it. Whatever is your choice.
We'll see how that goes for you. I got the lupines out of my house. I'm sure I can deal with some Caspers.
That's what you think. Have a good day, Mr. Black. I will be back tomorrow night with a better deal.
You as well.
Thank you so much.
What did you say your name was?
Giovanni.
Your first name?
I'm not at liberty to discuss that with you.
Interesting. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow night, I guess.
See you tomorrow night, Mr. Black.
I will close the door and make a point to lock the deadbolt as loud as possible.
You hear a light chuckle from the other side.
What the fuck was that? Spiritual protection. I'm gonna start drafting a letter to Nikolai.
You don't know where he's living now.
I'll send it to the Chantry. Someone will handle it. I'm sure it'll be a secretary.
The Chantry burned down.
That's right. It sure did. I don't know. I'll put it out with a jar of milk and let the fairies handle it. Or I'll give it to someone at court. Who knows?
All right. We're going to jump back in time and resolve our scene with Margot and Wren.
Okay.
Where are you guys meeting?
Safe house.
All right.
Safe house.
Since Wren had stayed there the night before, Margot enters the door.
Good evening, darling. How are you doing?
Good evening. It's doing pretty good. Just a lot.
I get that. Hey, listen. I've got a proposition for you.
Oh?
I'm leaving Chicago. And if I get my way, it'll be soon. I don't want to leave completely alone, though. And I wouldn't mind having a traveling companion.
Wren chuckles a little bit. So you're asking me to come along then?
Yeah.
I would not mind that in the slightest. Just I wouldn't mind having a traveling companion and seeing stuff. Do you have any idea what your first stop is going to be?
California. I was thinking Los Angeles. Maybe on the way we could check out places like Las Vegas or Oregon or anywhere really. I don't have any set plans.
That
But I
sounds like a grand time. Just traveling around sounds great. I will say I will draw the line if we start getting close to the ocean. I'm not going anywhere near a beach. No, that's a limit.
Not even if I asked pretty please eyelashes.
Wren gets a little bit. Just don't expect me to go into the water. That's all I say.
I think I can make do with without getting into the ocean. I wanted to thank you, by the way.
Oh? What have I done for you? Recently, I don't feel like I've done much.
I saw how you were when I was dealing with him. You were attentive and worried. And I like Jasper and I like Candy. You've always kind of had my back.
Of course. And this ain't the blood bond speaking, by the way. Just so you know.
Oh,
You're a good person, Wren. I think you've been dealt a couple of bad cards, but... And she's going to lean in and just give them a little kiss on the cheek.
We're to make one roll, please.
What would you like to roll?
Self-control.
All right.
Uh-oh. Guys, I think Margot's gonna die. Uh-oh.
I spend a blood point on Blush of Life. That's all I'm doing.
oh,
All right. Cute.
And, I couldn't ask for a better companion.
Okay.
We'll replace some of your clothes too. Get you things that you're more comfortable in. Far more comfortable in.
Yeah, that's about right. And I look at my bag of clothes, just like, yeah, I don't think my nice stuff is going to hold up if we're going to be traveling.
You'll we'll make it work. Get you things that you want to wear, not things that we tell you to. And then she's just gonna pull him in for a hug.
I look back.
Thank you.
Of course.
Debbie will also be joining us. Looks like she doesn't have much business in Chicago either. So I'm so sorry for two of my kind being wrapped up with you.
Hey, it's fine.
And to be fair, you should be kind of used to it by now. You've dealt with me for what, 2 years?
Yeah. But
Should we? We are gonna have to tell the other two, though.
yeah. We will.
And she'll take their hand and give it a little squeeze.
I squeeze back. Hold it for a little bit longer than intended and then release.
Are you okay?
I will be. I still have a lot to work out as well.
Well, you're not alone. We're going to be spending quite a lot of time together, so
Mhm.
whatever it is, we'll work through it together.
That sounds good. Whatever may come.
Whatever may come.
All right. Is there anything you else anybody wants to get done during that night, or is it just kind of business as usual? I'm gonna take that as business as usual. The night passes, and the next one comes. Margot, you know Annabelle wanted to see you tonight and said that she had gifts.
Right.
You go over there. You arrive at her mansion. She's waiting for you by the gate. Oh, Margot, dear. I'd be so sad to see you leave.
Annabelle, I'm gonna miss you. Thank you so much for taking care of me. She actually also has a small gift for her in particular.
Oh, yay! What is it?
She'll offer it up. It's a small box.
And she's gonna open it right away.
On the in all it is, it's a small pendant with a small string of music notes on one side and then a little bird on the other.
Well, isn't this an interesting choice, given what you've told me? Is he gone?
She's just gonna smile and shrug.
Good. Make them pay. Well, come now. I got gifts for you.
All right.
Mind you, mine are bigger and better, but I will forever cherish this.
Right. And she'll the moment that she's handed like whatever it is that she's getting.
Oh, she's gonna pull you inside.
Oh.
There's a table actually sitting in the foyer this time, which is new. Looks like she set it up specially. There are bags on it and a set of keys. With a piece of paper attached as well, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Well, open up the paper first and grab the key.
Okay, all right. She will open up the floodgates, baby.
It is a deed, or lease kind of as well. It is for a recording studio here in Chicago. All in your name.
What?
I know you're leaving, but I figured if you ever do come back to visit any of your friends or your adoptive mother, you could stay there, record whatever you need to, come visit me, then your friends.
And let me guess, and then you again?
Oh, of course. You wouldn't leave me alone, would you?
Of course not. Do I feel that like distaste coming back?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know if this is like your own or if this is that like supernatural thing again.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, it feels kind of natural.
Yeah. Of course not.
Wonderful. Well, the other thing. Well, actually, open up one of those bags.
Bet full sun going in, ripping apart any like tissue paper.
It is a most elegant dress. Some of the best that she let you see, but only in public where others would be able to like gawk and admire. I figured, given recent events, that I might as well change some things, and, well, I thought of you.
It's beautiful.
Well, yeah, I needed to give it away for some charity work, and, it's a bit of a tax write-off now for the IRS, and you know how they could be for the mortals, imagine what they're like for us.
So, like, there's a camera, right? Margot's face just deadpans directly into the camera.
Yeah.
I think that distastes hers now.
Yeah. Well, it was also partially the... what was that neonate's name? Do you remember her name? She was at the party that I held. You know, that one party?
Out of character. Is it, was
Yes.
it, okay. God, I feel bad. I don't even remember her name.
Portia.
Oh, okay. Wrong person that I was thinking of.
Oh, I thought you were thinking of the right person. Apparently not.
No. Okay, cool. Portia, I think her name is.
Oh, yes, her. It was her idea. She thought you would love it.
I didn't realize that you were getting so close with the new.
Well, I am supposed to be her mentor, am I not? Am I not a mentor for you, too?
You are. This is, again, lovely. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Look, you're speechless. Isn't that so sweet?
Yeah, I truly am. Thank you again for everything.
You're welcome. She's gonna walk over on her heels and she's just gonna give you a great big hug.
How did you know he was gone?
You might try to be hiding it, but it is in your aura. Plus, you give me a keychain with song notes and a bird on it.
That was always his calling card, wasn't it?
Those venturer are right bastards.
Hmm.
Some ways I'm glad Loden's gone.
Yes.
Then again, it's replaced by his son, so we do what we can, don't we?
I guess time can only tell. And, by the way, the rich tastes very, very, very delicious. And she'll lick her teeth. And
That'll
pull
fade
back.
in time.
Hopefully so.
Oh, do you make sure to stay around long enough to help Candy? I've heard that Jackson has actually sent out some of his men and his gangs to hunt down the person.
Wonderful. Oh, I most definitely plan on helping her.
Even if you are gone, I will find you and I will bring you back here.
A boy. A boy.
You will be helping her.
Yes, ma'am. I will always come back to help a friend in need. And she's going to step back like 2 paces. I need to go finish packing.
Oh, I'm sure you do. Now that you have all these lovely clothes, you have a new set of keys. You're going to bring your new daughter with you.
Yes.
Oh, are you going to bring that little feral thing? Not Jasper, the other one.
Wren.
Yes.
Their name is Wren.
You two seemed so chummy the other day. Or night, I should say.
They're a friend.
She's gonna wink at you. Oh, of course. They're just a friend, aren't they?
All right. I'm gonna disappear now.
Okay, dear.
And they're not feral, you know. They're just a gangrel. And
I guess that's just a habit I picked up from my sire. It's hard to break century-long habits.
I guess so.
All right, dear, you best get going now.
She'll give a little bow. Leave the building. Go far down the street. And the moment she thinks she's good, bitch.
We're gonna go back to Jasper. The night after the Giovanni had come, he told Blackjack about it. He decided he would stay the next night to hear whatever was gonna go on. You hear the knock on the door around the same time, same pattern, same pressure.
I go over. I unlock the door. I make a show of looking through the hallway again for any other people. Yeah, come in.
It's always funny that you try to look for something you can't see.
Listen, I don't know what you've got going on. If I showed up into someone's house to try to ask them for their house, I'd probably bring some goons, that's all.
Oh, I don't need to do that. Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Blackjack. I am one of the Giovanni. And he just kind of grunts and nods. Giovanni sits back on the couch. So, have you reconsidered our deal? We get to have our name on the house, you get to keep everything of it, and we get to protect you. And in return, we just ask Jasper to do some of our dirty work that the Camarilla wouldn't be too happy about.
Nothing to sweeten the pot. Came back with the same proposal.
Well, you said you wanted to talk it over with your sire, did you not?
Of course, we talked about it. I just thought, the way this goes is you tell me you'll sell me the car for 10 grand. I ask for 6. We settle on 8 or whatever. The way I'm sitting...
Is that what you want? You want money?
No. Jasper puts his head in his hand. No. This is my domain. I've kept it as my domain.
And
in exchange, no, it will be put into your name. You'll let me live on it. I'm sure you have your reasons, and I'm sure you have your goals. But, you don't, when you sign something over to the bank, or you say, you're asking me, Jesus, I'm not a lawyer, all right? The point is, you want me to tell everybody that this is your domain now, and that I can live on it for free. Really seems, at best, I'm going to lose respect. It's going to seem like you're going to have a lot of dirt on me, and it turns out you will, because you'll be the owner of my domain. I'll be your little errand boy. It doesn't really seem like something I want.
Well, generally, what we've observed, or what others have observed that we've talked to, you like to stick it to the Camarilla. If you do our dirty work, you will be sticking it to them. And, as far as they know, your name is no longer a part of this domain. I'm not sure if you've been paying attention, but other people have been taking over parts of other people's domains, and they've been fighting about it. Well, nobody, the Camarilla have not even considered this as your own.
Yeah, well, they certainly aren't showing up, taking it from me, kicking down my doors, attacking my ghouls, lighting me on fire. The point is, they wanted it.
Why would they? They don't see this as important.
I'm sure
we recognize you as untapped potential.
Okay. Why not do what every other kindred does and say, hey, Jasper, if you go do this thing for us, we'll owe you a favor. Why do you need my domain? Why is this the way to get me to do your dirty work? If your dirty work seems like a good time, I'll do it for a price. This is a little too steep.
If you want a favor, then you can have a favor with the family.
And I would like to keep my domain.
And you will, just not in your name, not with the Camarilla. You will keep it under your Anarch and whatever else you.
It makes me look weak. What I have spent the last 2 years doing is being the Camarilla's little whipping boy. I have done nothing but be capable, and I would say I've earned a reputation, if nothing else. I don't know what you've heard, but I helped to get the previous prince killed.
Okay.
I have survived multiple run-ins with the lupines. I'm not just gonna give it up with an ask.
Blackjack speaks up. Kid, I realize that I never taught you about the Giovanni, but they have a lot more power than you and I will ever have. And they have a lot more secrets.
So we're just supposed to pay them the protection money and let them do whatever they want to us?
The fact that they're not asking for anything but other than your help is sticking it to those fuckers in the ivory tower, I think is a good thing. It'll make you look smart, which is something that you've been lacking. Yes, you
Tell me
should
this.
listen to your sire.
Tell me this, Giovanni. What is your dirty work?
We'll need you to get some objects, or sometimes people. They will be wayward people who are not supposed to be around the mortals. They will ruin your blood supply, and mine.
Wayward people.
Used to be people in new bodies. Does that make sense? Or do you need me to explain it even further?
English. Plain, direct, please. No metaphors.
You're getting people who are possessed, bringing them back to us so we can make them whole again. Or send the ghost to the right place.
Sort of rubs his chin, taps his foot, paces a little bit.
Think
Wait.
about those who've died. Think about the ghosts roaming about. Think about the weak-willed mortals. What'll happen?
So are you sending the ghosts through the Camarilla then?
Would you like us to?
It just straight. You said if I'm sticking it to the Camarilla, I'd like to be doing that. If I really am gonna have to be indebted to you or doing your little jobs, I guess. Yeah, fine. Whatever I go and get for you guys, send them after the Camarilla. Jasper sort of shakes his head, rubs his temple, looks at Blackjack. Yeah, you can have it in name. Just, I don't know. He looks the person up and down. Just, don't put all your cousins in my building.
We wouldn't dream of it. This is not our style.
He'll extend his hand begrudgingly.
All right then. Well, a deal is a deal. We will see you later, Mr. Black and Mr. Tarnalscopy. They get up, and they leave. They don't wait for you to open the door or anything. They just move past you, open the door, and close it behind them gently.
Who am I working for, Blackjack?
People who control the dead spirits.
Cool. Is this so what? I get a positive. I get a Ghostbusters pack, a jumpsuit. Are we gonna be holding seances here now?
Think more Wild West. You're going to be lassoing people and bringing them back to them. You're a bounty hunter now, but for ghosts.
Delightful.
But I'm gonna let you know. I'm not gonna be staying here anymore. Not because of them, but because there's a spot in a certain neighborhood, in a couple neighborhoods that I would like to clear out.
I can have more than one job.
You can help, but you're not allowed to be there. You're not allowed to stay there.
Sure, I like it here enough. Well, we'll see. But, yeah, I want the Sabbat gone, regardless of where they're at.
One thing that we and the Camarilla have correct.
Yeah, they're... Did you see... Okay, Blackjack, when we found that guy that you all interviewed, there was like 5 of them. He had some kind of master... Bad vibes. I just don't like it.
Blood brothers, they turn into a amalgam and a mess, fleshy thing.
Ugh.
They grow in size. They keep all the limbs on the outside. Sometimes the mouths are on the hands, the feet, the stomach. Whatever pectoral they might have. And then they can share the disciplines when they're in that form. In a way.
Huh. I don't like it.
Nobody does. Except for the Smitsi and themselves. With that, we're going to leave it there for that night. A month is going to pass. Blackjack has left. You've helped him take out a few spot. Margot and Wren are finally reaching places to stay in California. And Candy. Somebody shows up to your little shack in the sewers.
Candy will go to speak with them.
Are you Candy? Mr. Jackson has sent me here.
Yes, I'm Candy. Who are you?
Someone who's kind of regretting his choices, but Mr. Jackson has found who you're looking for.
Thank you. Tell Prince Jackson I say thank you.
I will. Here is the address. Gather up your coterie and take him out.
Candy will accept the address, and she will call the others to let them know that it's time to strike.
Closer to the end of the night, you all join Candy outside a pretty normal-looking house, all things considered. It's been a while. Jasper, I would say, looks a little bit different, a little bit haunted in his looks.
Oh my god. What happened to you?
Landlords.
You have a landlord?
It's hard out here, okay?
Oh, it's been a while since the 4 of us... Well... since the coterie got together. Oh my god. You look terrible. No offense. You look terrible.
Plenty taken.
Yeah, well, you know. That's always been kind of a thing, hasn't it?
Sure.
Yeah.
We killing this dude? Good to see you too, Margot.
Yeah, we're killing him. Candy still has that strap of black cloth wrapped around her wrist, and she tugs on it tightly. And she goes up to the door.
It appears to be unlocked. Actually, cracked a bit.
Candy opens the door, motions for the others to follow her, and she will activate Unseen Presence and just go inside.
I would assume reflexively Wren does as well.
Yep.
And as Candy and Wren look around for any traps, you do find them and you point them out to the rest of your coterie mates. You all generally avoid them. It does take a little bit, but you do find a hidden door that leads into kind of like a sub-basement almost. There's very, very dim light down here, but there is no noise. As you go down the steps and travel a little bit, you all find a coffin.
Candy will frown, go up to the coffin, open it.
He's in there. He's sleeping currently.
Candy looks around, almost like she's looking for cameras, like this has to be some kind of practical joke.
What the fuck?
And those noises, he wakes up and in like this blur of motion, you see him move to like this opposite corner from where Candy is in the room. Who are... Oh, you. Hi, what is the name that you ended up taking?
Candy smiles at him, and it's just all teeth. And she's going to, like, drop her voice an octave and say the exact same thing to him that he said to her on the night that he turned her. Run, you pretty little thing.
Margot's gonna pull something out of her pocket, because she is now wearing pants again. I know.
Privilege.
Vironz, for yucks and giggles, because I have been around Candy enough time, would you say... Huh?
Knife or gun?
Glitter bomb.
Yes.
Making obfuscate even harder.
Yes.
And she just throws like a little like balloon type thing right at the sire. And it just erupts in glitter of various different things, and every time you step into it, it's just gonna be a pain in the ass to clean up because it's glitter.
He does do his best to move out of the way, but he's still everyone in the room is caught up in it.
All right,
it's fucking
Candy.
Glitter.
There you go. Now he can't hide. Attack.
Listen. Just because I embraced you, it was just a bit of a moment of weakness. It's kind of being influenced by some of the other people in the area. We don't have to fight. You don't have to kill me. You don't have to do anything. It's fine. Like, look, I could treat you better. I could give you whatever you want, whatever you need. Information. Do you want information? I can give you some like dirt on Annabelle and her like new like neonate that she's been taking care of, or Nikolai and what really drives him mad, or what you can do to learn some magic from him. You want that?
Candy she's smiling still, and she just walks closer, and she says, "Didn't you hear me? I said run, you pretty little thing."
I'm assuming almost everyone else is kind of blocking the doorway so that he can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just crossing my arms, but
he's gonna bolt to another corner to try, so he runs past everybody else. Listen, I can give you information about Cretius. Maybe I could give you like where he sleeps. Maybe you can kill him. Maybe you could or you could diablerize him. Imagine diablerizing a Methuselah, or like was someone from the times of Carthage. He must be powerful.
You said it was because of peer pressure, dude?
Hold on. You got bullied into embracing someone.
You suck!
You're an actual loser. Oh, let me guess. Pretty girl triple dog dare you to embrace Candy and you couldn't, you just couldn't help yourself.
If all your friends jumped off a bridge, you should go with them.
It was peer pressure revenge. They did not like her family. They wanted the beauty to end.
Candy just keeps walking closer to him, she looks almost happier than you've ever seen her look. And she says in almost like a sing-song voice, 20 years. You kept me blood bond. You kept me on a string for 20 years. And you told me that once you respected me enough and you trusted me enough to be able to make it on my own in the Camarilla, you would let me go. You said you were looking out for me. And I
was looking
and
out
she
for you.
drives her fist into the wall beside his head. And I was dumb enough to believe you.
Well, I mean, didn't some of the Camarilla die recently? Didn't the prince die? It's a dangerous world out there.
And she just starts laughing, and she blood tears start running down her face. And she looks up at him and she says, I am so sorry that I ever wanted you to respect me. And she will just start punching him.
Oof.
Yeah, as you do, you land a few blows in, and he spends a few points of blood to surge his dexterity. He runs over and is gonna grab... Jasper, do you have your sword on you?
Of course.
He's gonna grab your sword, and you don't really have enough time to react, even with celerity.
Sure.
He's in the opposite corner from you. Andy, I'm assuming you do run over to grab, to be next to him to start beating on him again. And
Yeah.
he's gonna point the sword at you, and then to himself. Listen, I don't care if you respect me anymore. You are nothing. You are worthless. But you will never, ever have my blood, and you will never have the appreciation of killing me. And he's going to then drive the sword into one side of his stomach and then just wrench it through to the other.
Candy just stares at him, and the smile is gone now, and her face is just blank, and she's just staring at him like he's a bug on the ground that she accidentally stepped on and smeared across her heel. And she looks and she goes over to him and she bends down. I assume he's fallen to the ground after wrenching the sword through his gut.
Yeah, he's bleeding profusely out of his mouth, out of his where the wound is.
And she draws a finger through the blood that he's leaking. She holds it up to her hand. She holds it up to the light and she says, looks like rat piss. And then she shakes off her hand. He smiles down at him. You know, I wasn't actually going to kill you. And she
You and I
smiles.
both know that was And he spits out more vitae. You know that was a lie. You
No.
wanted me dead.
I wanted you to think that I wanted you dead. I was never going to kill you. I just wanted you to spend several months living like a sword was hanging over your head, the same way that I've been living. I wanted you to see how fun it is to have to look over your back, to have to think that if you move one single toe out of line, if you look at the wrong rat the wrong way, someone will take away everything from you. I didn't want to kill you because your blood is not worth staining my hands with. I just wanted you to suffer.
I bet you're happy that we killed your family. Or did you not know? And with that, his body goes limp. Blood stops pouring. And the life from him is gone. Even the artificial life from being a kindred.
Candy takes the sword out from him and she wipes it off on like whatever clothes he was wearing, and she just goes over to Jasper and gives the sword back to him. I'm sorry this got stained.
No, it's alright. He sucks. I'm sorry. I didn't know he was gonna take it.
It's okay. Candy unties the wrapping around her wrist, and she goes back over to his body as it's decaying, and she just drops it on top of him. I'm glad he killed himself.
I'm glad we could be here with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad you were here too.
Wren, is your sire next, or?
No. Me and my sire are on good relationship. Don't worry.
All right, cool.
I don't even know who my sire is.
Juicy.
Yeah. You know, comes with the whole almost extinct bloodline thing or whatever. I don't know.
I don't have that problem. Listen, if you guys need me, I don't know that I can leave the city, but don't be afraid to come calling. I'm still in the same place I was.
Yeah. Do you need us to stick around for a little bit?
Yeah.
I've got a recording studio. Thanks to Stupid Stick. If you need a place to get away,
No, it's... you gotta take the good with the bad. Working a lot. New shit. You guys don't have to worry about it.
right.
If you say so.
Then,
Just remember, diablerie is always an option.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a snitch.
Neither am I.
Neither am I.
Neither am I.
It's good to see the two of you again.
Y'all too.
Yeah.
We might be headed back on the road in a couple days then, if we're not needed. And we'll be sure to send postcards. We've seen a lot. But Debbie sends her regards.
Hi, Debbie.
Debbie does not do anything except law now. I don't quite get it, but we're here.
Neither do I.
If you guys ever need anything, here is my new cell phone number.
Fancy.
Yeah, and the best part is, because we're all dead, I get free call and text all the time.
Fantastic.
Just calls. Still 93.
Oh my god. What a detail. That rules.
Oh god, it feels so good to cheat the system, really.
It's like it's free money.
Free real estate.
Well, you two stay safe out there wherever you go.
Yeah, and if I need anything, I will. Candy, of course, we still have our deal, so if I need anything, I'll let you know.
Good. Take care of yourself, Wren.
I will. And hey, try to get better at that protein. I think you have a real knack for it. A wink.
She smiles, briefly flashes eyes of the beast.
When are you going to teach me protean?
I could. We have plenty of time.
We do have plenty of time.
Is that a euphemism, you two?
Ren
Wouldn't
just
you
looks
like
away.
to know?
Interesting.
It's good to see you guys.
Yeah.
To see you too.
And Margot's gonna pull everybody in for a big old hug.
Oh.
Aww.
Do you take a picture with your travel camera?
Yes, 100%.
It takes a few goes, but you do get the timer to work.
Hold on.
And as everyone departs, and Margot and Wren, so you guys are making your way back to whatever haven you were staying at. A large cat, kind of cloaked in darkness at the moment, comes up to the both of you, kind of paws at Wren.
I look at it. Yes.
It's gonna then transform to Inyaga in front of both of you. Margot, dear, I do have a bit of business to discuss with my, whipping boy, for lack of a better term.
All right. She'll just place a hand on Wren's shoulder and give it a little squeeze. I'll see you back at the haven.
Yeah. See you back at the haven.
She'll just give a polite smile to Inyaga and leave them to it.
After your respectful distance away, she's gonna say to Wren, "Is that your new girlfriend? Are you two finally dead?"
Ren just looks down and blushes. Maybe.
Oh, so cute. Well, I know you've been wanting to help with peace talks with the Lupine. I do have a bit of space for you right now. There's a specific tribe at the Faunum that I think you would like to know about, given your current, well, what you're currently planning.
Okay. The fauna?
Yes. It's what the Lupines call their little area that they gather at. Where we have our Elysium, they call theirs, well, at least this spot, the Faunum. I want you to go look for the Silent Strider tribe. They are not exactly in the greatest graces with us, and our kind being, undead.
Mm-hmm. They here in Chicago, or are they here? Where
They're
are
at
they?
The Faunum's just outside. You need to go find them. Talk with
Okay.
them a bit, and they are going to most likely give you a job if you treat them well enough.
Of course. I will definitely talk to them. I'll start heading my way over there.
All right, wonderful. I'll let Margot know. I'll be able to catch up with her.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And Yaga will run up to Margot, inform her, and then run away. And Wren, when you do arrive at the Faunum, there is a general presence of uneasiness for you. Kind of feels hostile here, but no one seems outright hostile at the moment.
Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to just ask, I'm looking for whoever's in charge. I am here on behalf of Inyaga to talk about...
Oh, you're that kid that she was telling us about, the one that would work for the messengers. Here, let me take you to them. It's kind of this
Okay.
kind of big gruff male who's wearing very little clothing at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
He takes you to some people who are, some look Middle Eastern and others are like very white, but they're all kind of like gathered around a campfire alone at the moment. But as they hear you coming up, they look up at you, kind of sneer, and then look back. Here, kid. These are the people you need to talk to. Guys,
Okay.
this is Inyaga's employee or whatever the hell. You just hear a series of grunts as the guy walks away.
And I'll approach and... Yes, I am here, and I understand you have a possible job for me.
I don't know why she said that you would have a job. He knows how we feel. What clan are you from? So you guys call it clans?
Yes, I am from Clan Gangrel.
Better than one of those serpent motherfuckers. Have you heard of them yet? What do they call it out here? Setites?
No real love for them, but haven't met one, so can't say.
Those bricks cursed our homeland so that we can never return, so that we could also never settle down in one place. And Yaga, in her good graces, said that she has someone who's going to be traveling around a lot.
Yes, I will be traveling.
Which is usually our job. Where is the first place you're going?
Los Angeles, it seems.
One of them is gonna pull something out of their pockets. It just looks like a plain old wristband to you. We need you to take this to there. You're going to leave it on the trash can closest to the Chinese theater.
Leave it on the trash can near the Chinese theater. Got it.
When you do that, you'll be given more instructions. Unless you somehow fuck it up or try to look into what this is. You're not going to do that, are you? You look smarter than that.
No, I'm a former smuggler. I know better to ask more questions than there is. Last time I did, I became who I was. So I know better.
Maybe just gangrels are good. They're closest to the animalistic nature that we have. Alright, kid. Go away. Leave us alone. We have other business to discuss, and we are not going to talk around it. And we're not going to talk anything about it around a leech.
Wren nods their head and starts heading their way back.
Time passes. You and Margot do eventually make your... you, Margot, and Debbie do eventually make your way out to LA. Takes a bit of... It's a long amount of travel, only because you have to arrange to have another driver who's able to carry around 3 dead bodies who don't move or do anything during the day and can't even be around sunlight. But you arrive, and you do as you were told. And you're given more instructions, and life goes on for you. As you and Margot begin practicing music, you as her bouncer of sorts, Debbie as her entertainment lawyer, and for your benefit, she starts broadening her knowledge even more into criminal law as well, just in case you're ever caught with something you shouldn't have. Margot, you do spend a bit of time practicing coming up with songs and figuring out what your new identity might be. You settle on the name Haley Williams. You start practicing. Yeah, shut up.
So sorry.
We'll get to you.
Yeah.
You settle on the name Haley Williams. You form Paramore. You generally follow a life that she has right now. You still feel a very strong disdain for that name, Portia, and anyone named Helena. Toreadors now always leave a bad taste in your mouth whenever you are around them. And even from distance, you do not like Annabelle, and you think that she is being manipulated by Portia. You always have this slight draw to go back to Chicago. You feel like there's supposed to be a gathering. Even Debbie feels this sometimes. Not as strong as you do, though. As if there's supposed to be a mass concert of all the daughters of Coffney. But both of you figured, that the fugue would actually let you know, instead of some other state that's driving you to go there. So you do stay put. And you go on tour with your band, with Wren, with Debbie. You do spend the rest of your on life generally for the better. Better than how it started out. Better than the middle parts of the party, of the hunters that you constantly fear. You don't worry about them as much. You don't worry about the effects of true faith, as everyone out in LA and most other places you travel to are sinners. They don't really believe in faith either. The effects that you had acquired from the diablerie also faded after a couple months. You were no longer restricted by a feeding preference. Your fugue returned to its normal state, though slightly a bit more rock and roll now. And Debbie became a pretty successful lawyer thanks to you. Known for representing you whenever you needed it, and representing Wren whenever he needed it. That's where we're going to leave the story of Margot, Wren, and Debbie. Candy.
Yes.
About a month after your sire killed himself, you heard that Khalid had gone missing, possibly even abdicated his position of primogen. And one random night, you hear a knock on your door on the shack that you have in the sewers or wherever your new haven might be.
Andy answers the knock.
Before you is Kevin Jackson, wearing kind of baggy, ratty clothing. You would guess probably on purpose.
She blinks, kind of in disbelief, and opens the door wider for him to come inside. Good evening, Prince.
Good evening, Candy. You do not need to call me Prince. You can be informal. I'm not my father, after all.
If you say so, Mr. Jackson.
We'll work on it. Now, I'm sure that rumors have spread throughout your clan and probably the rest of the city, despite how much I did try to control them, that Khalid has left in search of Golconda.
Yeah, I heard as much.
Well, unfortunately, they are true. And a position is open.
For Nosferatu Primogen?
You had such wonderful ideas the last time we talked a few months ago.
You want me to fill Khalid's position?
If only in the interim. You're right, we do need to have more communication between myself, the Primogen, and the rest of the kindred of Chicago that are aligned with Camarilla interests. They are growing. The Giovanni are here, Ravnos, some followers of Set. There's more Gangrel, Bruja, Toreador. I'm sure even you have realized how many there are.
Yeah, I took note of the migration that's been going on.
Because there was that power vacuum. When a prince dies, news spreads, everyone tries to claim territory. Some of the Giovanni have been experts at it.
Yeah, I'm just glad there isn't a new wave of Nosferatu making a grab for the sewers.
Well, you're the only one who sticks to the stereotype.
Yeah, it feels nice down here. You probably wouldn't understand, but it's comforting.
As long as it's comforting for you, then I will not judge. Though you are right, this is not somewhere I would ever reside. So, do you want it?
Sure, so long as it's temporary.
It will be as long as you like. And you will even be able to choose your successor.
Okay. Candy nods to herself. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll see if I can help improve communication.
Oh, come on now, we have a meeting to go to. We have to announce this.
Candy smiles just a little bit. Yeah, okay, Prince Jackson. I mean, Mr. Jackson.
He's gonna kind of like an idea pops into his head. You're able to notice it, and he kind of like walks towards you, and then like shakily, kind of uncomfortably wraps his arm around you and pulls you in for like that side hug, and kind of helps you start walking along.
Candy feels very awkward, and she looks up at him and says, I appreciate the gesture, but maybe we could never do this again.
Oh, thank God. Sorry, I was trying to be kind and nice.
It's weird when Ventrue are kind.
Yes. Yes, it is. So what are some ideas that you have that we might be able to do to help improve communications among anyone and everyone?
Well, for one thing, I know technology is advancing, but aside from that, I was thinking about, using the animals as a method of communication, and obviously not every kindred would be capable of receiving messages from them, but I still think something could be arranged, and she's going to sort of trail off as the two of them walk.
All right. For a while, you were the Nosferatu Primogen of Chicago. You did your best to improve the communication amongst all of the kindred of the area. And it succeeded for a bit. You kind of tightened down the rules and traditions that Jackson wanted to follow and put in place. Most of which you agreed with. Some of them seemed a bit obscene and outdated, but you were kind of doing what he said at that point. And as you grew tired and bored with all of the politics and politicking, you chose someone who you deemed worthy and left. What do you have left, Chicago?
Candy would have stayed in Chicago. It's her home.
All right. You stay there. You embrace some more animalistic aspects and kept in contact with other people. And just generally lived your life. Well, your unlife, I should say. Jasper.
Yes.
You guys, well, you and some Giovanni have hunted down some spot members, some possessed people, some possessed items, as some of the Giovanni have explained. They allowed you to keep some of it. You didn't really see the point in any of it, but you kept it. And one night, one of them was holding a vial of blood. I know, given some past experiences you've talked about with us, that this might make you a bit sketchy, but trust me, this is regular. Well, with something extra added to make you a little bit stronger.
I'm not so sure about that.
trust us. It's fine. We get here. I mean, he's actually just gonna like open it up down at himself. Go like, see, it's just fine. He's gonna pull out another one. It's like, I have a supply of these just in case things ever get dicey. If we're running low on anything. Or if one
What
of
is
us
it?
these. It's just a bit of blood with a little bit of kind of like ghoul blood mixed in, so you have that little bit of extra potence, you know?
I take it, look at it, shake it around. I mean, does it look like the blood from way back when?
It's a normal complexion. It looks fresh, so slightly different. You would guess it's probably enchanted, but that's like the only difference.
I pop the top and give it a sniff.
Yeah, seems good. Your beast wants it.
Why tonight? What are we doing?
Oh, we got word that there is a pretty powerful spirit in a body. I don't know what it has, but we were told it's kind of dangerous.
I've been working with him for a while at this point, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Jasper sort of shakes his head, resigns himself, downs it in one go.
You kind of see the others do the same thing too. All right, guys. Brothers. Jasper. Let's go take down this fuckwad. That night passes, and you do take down a pretty powerful possessed spirit. You do take a fair bit of damage, and all of you are relatively hurt and shaken up. And you see some of them begin to take the vials of blood yet again, and they heal a little bit quicker. Jasper, you want one?
Well, didn't hurt last time. I take it.
It feels good. Your beast loves it. Feels like being on coke.
Not bad. How do you make this stuff?
Oh, we just take a bit of blood from a normal human, and then we get a bit of blood from a ghoul, and we mix the two together. And do a little bit of enchanting on our side to keep it fresh and nice for you. A little trick we learned from the Usurper clan.
Interesting.
Don't tell Nikolai that we took the secrets of the Usurper clan.
He never responded to my letter. It's fine.
Yeah, the Tremere are worthless pieces of shit. They
Yeah,
can't even
he's-
they can't even access the worlds that we can.
Creepy little kid too. His house, it just kept going. Don't recommend hanging out with him.
I don't recommend being around them. You've heard what they've done, haven't you?
I don't keep up with what everyone did 100,000 years ago, man. I'm a night by night kind of guy.
They wiped out an entire clan and diablerized the founder. Salute.
Sounds like a big deal.
It was. The ancient texts from the Cappadocians wrote about it. The horrors that they saw. Horrible thing.
Yeah. I never liked him. He's very smarmy. It's frustrating because he's like an 8-year-old. But it's not an 8-year-old that I'm allowed to talk down to. Sucks.
Not recommended. You never would be able to do that to any of us, though. We would definitely smite you down where we stand.
What the hell, man?
That's a point of pride for some of the family members. Another one chimes in. Just because we have access to some of the spirit worlds doesn't mean that we get to act like this. They all kind of just say sorry, man.
Thank you. Please, a little less. You know what? It's okay. Just a little respect. It goes a long way. It's nice.
Sorry. Yeah. One of them's gonna like kind of reach into their like bag. They're gonna pull out like a few of those vials that you have taken now, about a handful, and they give it to you. And we're like, here's this, just a little bit of reconciliation.
Yeah, sure, thanks. He'll pocket it for now. At least he's doing okay.
Yeah. Listen, we have a few smaller jobs to take care of over the next week. If you want to help us.
Sure, I guess. I don't have anything else.
All right. And you take care of those jobs, and you become a little bit more addicted to that blood each time you take it, and it feels so good. And you start feeling that need and push to take that blood from them.
Mm-hmm.
And you keep taking it and taking it. And a year has passed by this point. And you keep helping them with their jobs. Some of them move into your apartment building as your mind becomes a little bit more numb to the idea of having the Giovanni in your domain.
Yeah, sure. Come in. Like, we got plenty of space.
Mm-hmm. And they pay rent. Everything seems normal. More time passes yet again. One night, you wake up with someone standing over where you were sleeping.
Hey, what the fuck?
Sorry, Jasper. We had to come in. We got some news from, some of the wraiths around us.
You couldn't knock? You couldn't wait?
No, we really couldn't. You gotta come to the house, man. You gotta come to the house.
The house?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot of there's a lot of us now, and we can't all stay at the house, so some of us stay here.
Was the house where your boss is?
Yeah, but also not really, because our boss is, in Italy.
I'm like the dirt guy. Surely he doesn't need to speak to me.
No, he does. He needs the muscle.
Oh, God. Jasper looks around. He definitely, despite not being human anymore, still sort of undresses to get into bed. So he's like, can I put on my clothes?
Oh, sure. Yeah, here. We'll get, yeah. And
Yeah,
they kind of all step outside.
He gets up, he dresses. He considers where he's going and does not bring his sword. She's oh God, fuck. I guess I have to go. Or he's like pacing. Yeah, it'll be fine, and he'll walk out. Where's the house? Is it a capital H?
Yes, it's an actual house. It's a little bit outside of Chicago. That's all right with you. We got to go to Milwaukee. It's just gonna be like it's gonna be a few-hour drive.
It can't. What's so urgent? I need to go to Milwaukee. Please, a drop of information.
We got word that someone's trying to wake up here. I don't want to get you to safety. We like your muscle. We like the muscle that you have.
Do I trust them?
You feel very compelled to.
Yeah, can I call anyone before I go? Oh God!
If you warn any of them, that might wake up the elder and cause some serious damage to even humans around the city.
Let's go to fucking Milwaukee, I guess. Yippee! Night trip.
Yeah. Takes you a while to get there, but you do eventually arrive, and it is actually just outside of Milwaukee, though, as you arrive to this very elegant Italian-style mansion.
Y'all don't play, huh?
No, we do not.
Are there any special rules? Are we a shoes-off kind of house?
We're not the quiet gin. You don't need to do anything like that.
Sure. Let's go.
And you enter, and it's very there's a lot of marble, a lot of like very old looking stuff, and it's kind of dim, almost all lit by like oil lamps and candlelight. This house seems like out from from another century at this point.
It's y'all really do keep it creepy.
Well, some of us feel more comfortable being in a residence from around the time that we were born or embraced.
Yeah, but I mean, we could put lights in. It's 1994.
Well, I mean, we don't really need to. It's fine without it.
Whatever.
You're the only one complaining at the moment.
I'm sorry. He goes to speak, then realizes that they kept calling it the house, and decides to keep his snark to himself for now.
Sorry, say that last part again.
Oh, sorry. He goes to snark, be snarky, say something sassy. Remembers that they kept ominously referring to it as the house, and decides not to say whatever he was going to insult the taste of whoever owns it.
Mm-hmm. And you see someone in a very expensive-looking like suit come out. Is this our little Bruja? Little Mexican witch? Or is this the one that's actually, the punchy kind of Bruja from our type? He's looking at you, waiting for an answer.
My name is Jasper, and yeah, I'm from Clan Bruja.
I always forget what it's like to have a name.
Wait. Huh? None of you have names?
Oh no, we do. It's just we don't often use them. It's brother, sister, mother, father, cousin, aunt, uncle.
Yeah, well, I'm Jasper. Nice to meet you. Friend?
Mr. Giovanni.
Mr. Giovanni.
Altatore Giovanni.
My pleasure.
It's my wonderful pleasure to finally meet you. I've had some of my children talk about you.
Only bad things?
Oh, whatever you would want to hear. Good, bad, beautiful, angry, distasteful. Some of the massacres you've even encountered. You've caught my eye. I almost want to hire you as my own personal bodyguard in this house.
I'd rather not have to move to Milwaukee.
Oh, I wouldn't dream of it. Even I dread being out here sometimes.
Glad we agree on that.
I mean, the Windy City is where it is all happening right now, isn't it? Where all the wraiths and friends are. I even heard for a time that your friend Candy actually became Primogen.
Doing well for herself. She's one of the good ones.
Yes, she is. And she's actually encouraged a lot more communication between everyone in the city. It's a very, beautiful, ambitious thing for somebody to accomplish.
Yeah, I agree. She deserves it.
Yes, she does deserve it.
They said someone was waking up in Chicago. But can you tell me anything?
A rose from an ancient time. We found her ghoul dead. I wonder if somebody killed it. Did you ever hear the name Prius? Prius?
Storyteller.
No, you haven't.
Okay,
heard
yeah,
it.
I was like, have I? All right, no, I'm not familiar.
There was this vampire from Greece, ancient Greece, in a way, who, well, had a fight and whatnot with another kindred of your clan, actually. And she betrayed him out of city, and then he moved here, and she found him here, and she's been out to kill him. They've been at war with each other for a very long time, and we fear, possibly, that she might have been in Chicago, and that's where she went to Torpor to rest and finally wait for him to emerge. So she's the one waking up. And since you've been such great help to us, we figured we would protect you here, where we have control and most power over the spirits and anything that comes in and out.
So you think she's gonna, drink all of Chicago?
Any kindred near her, and then possibly, if she is still hungry, yes.
So, do we have contingency plans? Is Chicago gone forever? Sorry, we're all the way out here. I do feel like, I don't know, someone should be out stopping her. I know a guy who knows some lupines.
Oh, it's cute that you think the lupines can actually defeat someone from ancient Greece. Even we can defeat her.
You know,
We can at least protect ourselves from over here and prevent her from coming to us, or for our best of our ability to, keep her away.
sure.
Again, you've been such great help for us that we wanted to bring you here. We even have a room set up for you.
Oh, how courteous. I
Oh,
appreciate the
sounds good.
thoughtfulness.
Yes, we actually have some people trying to get your sire to join us as well. We figured he would be important to you. Is he not?
I'm fond of Blackjack, but he can be his own man.
Mm. Well, come with me. I'll show you to your room.
Thank you.
He'll lead you into a basement. He's actually going to kind of wrap his arms around, wrap one of his arms around you and lead you that way, being very buddy and friendly. Well, Jasper Black, it has been so nice finally meeting you.
Yeah, I'd say I heard a lot about you, but
We're
you
tight.
all keep your mouth shut.
Well, you do seem ignorant of some of our more well-known aspects, which is nothing to be ashamed of. We actually were quite fond of it.
I like to mind my business.
Somewhat foolish thing to say as a kindred, but it's a good thing for some others.
So, when is this gonna blow over? Truth be told, he said it. I don't want to live out here too long. You think this kindred's gonna leave for greener pastures once she's sucked up everyone and I can be on my merry way, or?
Well, we have our own blood dolls and blood bags here, so we're about set for a month or so with our blood bags, and if we have to dip into the dolls, then we dip into the dolls. He's going to open a door, and it's actually a pretty cold metallic room with nothing in it except for a few candelabras that are lit and kind of just a table with a sheet and a pillow on it. We were unfortunately not able to secure a mattress or any sort of cushioning for you. We will work on that, though.
Basement was the only room that was open?
Well, we do have other people in other rooms, and they're all doubled up.
He sort of looks around. Do I get a phone call?
What do you mean? You're not in prison?
I mean, he shakes his head. Yeah, I'll be grateful. Thank you for the room. A month, you said.
Around so. Relatively short time, all things considered, for us, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I'm not that old.
Here, why don't you? And this is you start feeling a kind of like slight subtlety in your mind now, going as he's saying this, you feel compelled to do so. Why don't you go lay down on your new bed? Enjoy yourself.
Sure, yeah, I guess I'll get comfy. I mean, it's not that late. Anything you need done around the grounds?
No.
I'll go sit. Jasper goes.
Just get comfortable and lay down and stay. That definitely sticks out as a command from Dominate.
He does as he's told.
And you begin hearing other people come down. And about 4 others enter the room. They all kind of whisper to each other. And he's going to say, brothers, sisters, let's not whisper like he's not here. We can talk about it freely now. He's going to stay here and he's not going to move. That's another command of not moving. We're going to starve him for multiple nights. Let him get real feral as he's stuck. And he's actually going to kind of walk over to one of them, one of the people. He's actually going to kind of like take some chains out of one of the robes, kind of start binding you to the table. We're going to starve him, let him get feral, and then we're going to kill him and bind him to his nice little pretty sword that that everyone has said is so dear to him. Because what you don't do is reject Giovanni's deal. When we offer you a deal the first go around, you always take it. You also do not kill a prince. You do not ally yourself with the Lupine. You do not ally yourself with the Anarchs. Isn't that right, Mr. Jasper? You don't want to do any of that because stuff like this happens, right? You can speak now.
Yes, sir.
Oh, good little boy. I'm going to release all my commands on you and you can try and run, but trust me, you won't be able to. And you kind of feel all those commands just release from you. And the nights pass. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, you're good, you're good.
Okay. The nights pass. You get feral. You get angry. You get pissed. Your beast is starving. You are hungry. You are on your last point of blood. And they know it. They all come in. They bring your sword in as well. They get around you. The five original people. You see their faces this time. They stand kind of at the points of a star, forming essentially what is a pentagram. They begin chanting.
Can I try and do anything about it?
Yeah. You are welcome to try.
Now, does this, I understand this is my bad ending, but I can try. Because it does not take vitae, I would like to try to activate majesty to kowtow them and decapitate myself with the sword.
Even as you try, your beast doesn't really allow it. You're kind of in that feral state. You're starving, you're hungry. And they keep chanting. One of them puts the sword on top of you and goes back into their position. Then they all pull out daggers, or athames, which is what they would technically be called, but they do look like daggers. And they jam one into your head, your feet, and your hands. So you are ritualistically killed, and you see your spirit rises out of your body, and then you feel a magic kind of pull you towards that sword that's on your chest. As you sink back down, you think possibly, hopefully, you might be able to get back into your body. You might be able to rip off the chains and fight and kill everyone in this house, in this building, anyone who will ever imprison you ever again. But then you feel tied to your sword. One grabs the sword, grabs you essentially. Well, that was beautiful. Wonderfully done, everybody. Let's take him back to Chicago and leave him in a display case or a museum of some sort. That way, and he's one of them that's actually going to tap the sword. That way you get to watch whatever happens in the rest of the city. Till the end of time, you get to watch. You don't get to do anything about it. You will never be able to make a deal. You will never have a deal struck with you. All you will ever be able to do if you are even released from your case is give death. You will be alone forever. And they do exactly that. They put your new body of sorts in a display case in a house. Over time, well, they first acknowledge you and wave to you and make fun of you, which became a sort of pleasing effect, as that felt like your last tie to being your old self. Then a year passes, and slowly they start ignoring you. Another year, and another year. And then you're moved into the new succubus club, held above an office. And you watch as life returns to it. Then, you're gone. As you watch more chaos in Chicago unfold around you. And that is where we're going to leave our story for the kindred.